is dead. Okay, so yeah, Precious. I just realized that my sound is dead. Let me take that again. All right, so welcome. Yeah, Eddie, Annie, thank you also. I just realized that my sound is dead. So not really my microphone was off, even though it is connected, it was off. So I thought that I was already on. Thank you very much. So welcome once again. It's another week in our discussion towards the ICA November 2021 examination as we continue with our discussion in that case. Now, we started lectures for our discussion for the ICA November 2021, and we are in the third week, and it's already getting exciting, and really there are a lot of things going on in that case. So you can enroll at Nhyira Premium .com. You check the description in the video. You can get there, and then for 390 Ghana cedis per paper, you can enroll and study directly under my mentorship for the exams. If there are any things also, you know what to do. You send us a message on WhatsApp, and we will be able to get us to go there in that case. Right. So welcome. I see some of you guys jumping in. Welcome. It's a new week. Today we are looking at corporate reporting, financial reporting, and discussing briefly the chief examiner's report. But I will for the May 2021 examination. But I would also be taking questions from you guys. So put in the comment section, put in the chat box, any questions you have for me that you would want me to share my thought on, put it in the comment section, put it in the chat. If you know somebody writing financial reporting and corporate reporting, you can share the video as well. Let us reach as many students as possible. So together we can assist a lot of students in that case. So I see some comments coming in. Let's see real quick on these comments. Precious Okechi said, good evening, sir. I'm watching from Lagos, Nigeria. All right, that's awesome, Precious. Then Eddie said, Gordon, it's up now. All right, thank you. Precious said it's okay. Okay. Canmore said it's okay. All right. Henry Tete said, yes, so some of us got scared. Okay, sorry about that. My microphone was just off, and I was talking, thinking that I'm taking it. I forgot to monitor my audio in that case. Right, so that is the idea about what we want to discuss today. I want to share with you the chief examiner's report for the CA May 2021 on corporate reporting, on financial reporting. The purpose of this is to provide you with the blueprints and the things that I keep on telling you guys on what you have to focus on when it comes to the examination in that case. And that is very critical. That is very basic and something that you need to really know about. So if you are watching us, we are also live on Facebook. For those of you joining us on Facebook, share the video, give us a thumbs up on the video. That will help us a lot on the video. When you share, we get more engagement on the video, and we can reach as many students as possible on the live stream. So let's see, provide me with any questions that you have. I'm going to be reading all of your comments in that case. Provide me with any questions you have. And share the video. Remember to do that. That will also help us a lot. Okay, so let's get going. Canmore said, good evening, sir. I am watching from Liberia. All right, Sherman Canmore, thank you very much for joining us. And shout outs to all our Liberian fans, Nigerians, and all of the Ghanaians also in the building. Thank you very much. So if we look at the CA May 2021 examination, the chief examiner's report has been released, and the examiner raised some highlights on some few things that you need to know about. And that is what I want to share my thought on today with you, and again, provide you with the blueprints on how you can pass these examinations. Like I keep on telling you all the time, when it comes to dealing with financial reporting, corporate reporting, there are various issues that you need to understand, and that is what is very basic for you to be able to pass the exams. Eddie said, is there any simple way to master the accounting standards? Yes and no. Yes, there is a simple way to master the accounting standard, and that is not to learn the accounting standards in isolation. Okay, that is how any NED, that is how you'll be able to master the accounting standards. You see, the accounting standards are interrelated with each other. So let me sort of share my screen with you, and then let me illustrate to you exactly what I mean by the accounting standards are related. So the way you can master the accounting standards, it's not to learn them in isolation, but then learn them together in that case. So let me bring up my screen with you real quick on that, and let me share my thought with you on that. So for instance, if you are learning IAS 16, that is property, plant, and equipment. But then you don't learn IAS 16 property, plant, and equipment in isolation. Okay, you can't learn IAS 16 in isolation. Why? Because IAS 16 has relationship with other standards. So as you are learning IAS 16, there is IAS 23, the borrowing cost. There is IAS 37, provisions, contingent liabilities, contingent assets. There is IAS 40, investment property there. That is also there in that case. Then the favorite of all students, IAS 12, income tax. Are you getting the idea? Then even as you are learning the IAS 16, there is IAS 36 that could come in town, impairment of assets. So you realize that the way you master the accounting standards is to learn them together. So you don't just say, oh, I have finished learning IAS 16, so I'm done. No. I've finished learning IAS 40, so I'm done. No. I've finished learning IAS 37, so I'm done. No. It's about learning the standards together and knowing where the connections relating to the various standards are and what you need to do in that case. So the simplest way to master the accounting standards is to learn them together. Because the fun part is that when you get to the exam hall, the footnotes that may be given to you by the examiner, most of the footnotes, you are going to be exercising more than one accounting standard in a specific footnote. So to increase your chances of really understanding the standard and putting yourself in a position where you really have a deeper understanding on it, that will help you to be able to really pass the examination. So NED, if you ask me, what is the simplest way to master the accounting standard, I would say learning the accounting standards together, because they are related, they are interconnected, and you must know the relationship that exists between them, and that is how you can increase your chances of understanding them and, most importantly, passing the exams in that case. So NED, that is my answer to you generally. Yes, there is a simple way, but that is the simple way. And it looks tough. Okay, it looks tough. That is why I said yes or no. No is that it doesn't look like it's simple. So what it means is that if you are treating an accounting standard, you must know when another accounting standard steps in. Why? Because if you are dealing with IAS 16, initial recognition of assets, borrowing cost will come to town. IAS 37 will come to town. That is where these two standards comes in. Now, on subsequent measurements, when entities revalue their assets, then there will be temporary taxable temporary difference or deductible temporary difference, and that will lead to IAS 12, income tax, coming to town. Then there are times when on subsequent measurement, the entity may decide to change an owner-occupied non-current asset to a non-owner occupied non-current asset. So movements from PPE to IAS 40. So you realize that IAS 40 is coming to town. So it's about knowing when which standard applies and then addressing more questions in that manner. Okay, so after you go through the standard, you need to then pick single entity questions. Then you start solving them, because the more of the questions you solve, the more you see the standard opening up with each other and the interconnectedness that exists between the standards, and that increases your chances of passing the examination. But like I said, it's tough. It's tough. Doing this kind of connection requires a deeper level of dedication, a deeper level of discipline, a deeper level of understanding, which many students don't put in. That is why it becomes difficult for them. But if you do this, then you can really make it easy on yourself for the exam. So Eddie, that is what you need to understand. Okay, so I think Eddie said, thank you. Always a pleasure, Eddie. Then we have a comment coming in. Will have to catch up on the video later, but I just wanted to show appreciation for your constant dedication in assisting students with these videos. Thank you. Always a pleasure, and thank you very much for joining us always. Raymond Pobby said, God continue to bless for your effort, Nhyira. You are really doing well, and it is much appreciated. Keep it up, man. Thank you very much, Raymond. It's always a pleasure, and thank you guys for joining me all the time, because your support, your sharing, your subscription, your likes, and your presence here really help us together to continue to grow this community so that we can reach as many students as possible. Like I say all the time, my objective of this live streams is to provide you with the blueprints that you need in order for you to prepare well for the examination, and most importantly, pass the exams. And we want to make sure that we reach as many students as possible, and that is why we encourage you guys to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, but most importantly, also share the channel with others, because we have over 550 videos on the channel on various subjects and various topics that will help you to pass the examination. Let me know. I see some of you guys joining. You are welcome. Put in the chat box any questions you have for me on financial reporting, corporate reporting. We are looking at the May 2021 ICA examiners report, where I'm sharing with you some thought on how you can prepare for the examination and most importantly, pass the exam. So if you join, put in the chat box, put in the comment section any questions you have for me in that regard as we continue with it. So let me take some more questions coming up. From Khan Mo said, can you please go over at which stage these standards relate to IAS 16? Okay, so I said at initial recognition, IAS 23 could come to town, IAS 37 could come to town. That is at initial recognition. So if you're dealing with initial recognition of property, plant, and equipment, then IAS 23, IAS 37 will be coming to town. Then on subsequent measurement, where entities revalue their assets, revaluation of assets could result into taxable temporary difference or deductible temporary difference. So on subsequent measurement, we could have the IAS 12 coming in that case on subsequent measurement. Then again, still on subsequent measurement, an entity may decide to change a PPE, a property, plant, and equipment it is using, into an investment property, or probably an investment property into a property, plant, and equipment. That is where IAS 40 is also going to be shining in that case. Then still on subsequent measurement, there is another standard that we could even bring up, and that is about IFRS 5, non-current asset held for sale and discontinued operation. Again, this is on subsequent measurement when an entity wants to really account for an asset, where the entity decides that it cannot use the asset for its day-to-day running, but it wants to sell it for the period under consideration. So that is the connectivity. So these standards are not in isolation, but they are connected with each other. If from day one you understand that these standards are interconnected with each other and relate to each other, then and only then you can increase the chances of, most importantly, passing the examination. Then the final thing, even under IAS 16 with the connectivity, is the IAS 20 government grants. Because sometimes when an entity buys an asset what happens is that the entity may receive a grant. And when the entity receives grants, there are two ways that the grants could be accounted for in accordance with IAS 20 in conjunction with IAS 16, either the deferred income approach or the written down or deduction approach. So you realize that you're just looking at IAS 16, but there are other 6 or 7 standards that are connected with IAS 16, and that is how you learn the standards to increase your chances of passing the examination in that case. So Canmore, Sherman, let me know if that makes sense for you, if that was what you were looking for in that case. I see some of you guys joining. You are welcome. Comment below with any questions you have for me in the chat box on issues about the financial reporting, corporate reporting, whatever thought you want to share with me, put it in the chat. I'm going to read all of your comments and then provide you with any answers that you have. Leslie Sakite said, God knows what I will do when I get to meet you in person. You have no idea how your videos have impacted my life and appreciation for financial, my love, sorry, and appreciation for financial reporting. Okay, you are the true celebrity. God bless you. Oh, thank you very much, Leslie. And God bless you too. And thank God that our YouTube channel has made financial reporting really easier for you so that you now have love and appreciation for the subject. And that is the key. That is the objective. We want to make sure that these things is simple. Okay, so that is the objective. We want to make sure that we provide you with these assistants. So thank you very much, Leslie. It's really humbling hearing these kind words from you, that you are really doing well in your financial reporting and in your accountancy journey. And I wish you all the best as you continue with it, and know that definitely we will meet one day in that case. Who knows? Maybe we'll meet one day, definitely, so that we can talk. Okay, so Kanmo Shenma said, yes, sir. Okay, so it means that it makes sense for you in that case. Right, so any other questions, hit me up with any questions you have for me. Any questions you have for me, just hit me up. If you're watching on YouTube, give us a thumbs up on the video. It helps us a lot. Give us a thumbs up on the video. It helps us a lot. And also share the video with your colleagues, your friends who will be interested. And let's get a channel going. We want to grow this community so that anybody from all walks of life, as far as you are learning accounting and finance, you will be able to get something here that will make the journey interesting for you in that case. Right. So let's begin with the chief examiner's report. I wanted to say chief accountant's report. The chief examiner's report for the ICA May 2021 examination. And the reason why I want to go through this with you is just to emphasize the things that I've been telling you all this while. And if you're a follower of my work, you know already what I would say if you ask me a question about how to pass financial reporting, how to pass corporate reporting. But then sometimes some of these things, when I say it, people don't really take it serious. But then I want to show you from the horse's own mouth, literally, what a chief examiner suggests and the problems or the reasons why students fail the exams as per the chief examiner's report, so that you know exactly how to position yourself to really pass the examination. So let's get into it. The May 2021 examination, financial reporting, the chief examiner's report. So the examiner established the fact that the performance was not different from previous examination dates, and the candidate's performance below average with a modal mark of somewhere around 20 to 35%. That's not too good, but that's not what I'm excited about. But I want you to look at this, the performance of candidates. This is financial reporting, performance of candidates. Stay with me carefully here. It says that the performance of candidates once again was found to be below average. The pass rate for this paper was 10.5 for May 2021. 10.5. So if you want to run it up, we will make it 11%, which is not, it means the examiner couldn't run it up. So 10.54%, that was the pass mark for financial reporting. That is too bad, not too good at all. In that case, now the serious aspect is that majority of candidates scored below 35%, while a good number of students score below 25%. 35%, 25%. Now, in case we want to put it in perspective, it means that if 10 students sat for the exams, only one person passed. Okay, so 100 students start for the exams, about 10 of them pass. That is the concept about what exactly is going on here. But then, what are some of the reasons as cited by the chief examiner in this case? So let's look at some of the reasons as cited by the chief examiner. The poor performance of candidates is consistent with previous sittings. It can be attributed to inadequate preparation by candidate for the paper. Inadequate preparation. Inadequate preparation. I keep on telling you this very well. I keep on saying this all the time. Do not postpone your learning, because there are some of you, we are 3 weeks into the into lectures, but there are some of you, even where you are attending lectures, probably you are in 4th week or 5th week in your lectures, but you are still not learning. You are putting it down because you are waiting 2 weeks to the exams. You attend intervention class by AMA. You attend intervention class by ACCA. You attend intervention class by Kofi. You attend intervention class by everybody else, just buying pressure for yourself. Please, if you want to position yourself to really pass the examination and be part of the number of students who are going to pass the exams, you better put yourself up and start studying. Because the primary reasons why students fail the exams, it's because of inadequate preparation, as cited by the examiner. But inadequate preparation is like the top of the food chain. But there are other issues that the chief examiner raised concern on that we have to share our thought on. The first thing is, candidates generally displayed very weak understanding on how to present solutions to IFRS questions. It keep on being a problem. I have told you this over and over again. If you are writing financial reporting, there is a minimum of 40% question waiting for you on the accounting standards. Because if you take the single entity financial statement, each footnote is actually an accounting standard. And then you will get a dedicated question on accounting standard. So putting it together, you are getting 40% question, and that is on the accounting standard. So why won't you be serious about it? Why won't you put in the effort about it? Why won't you study it the way it has to be studied? So that is one of the causes or weaknesses of the students as cited by the chief examiner in that case. Then second is that most candidates demonstrated a low understanding of preparation of consolidated profit or loss and other comprehensive income. Not even the flexible marking scheme adopted by the examiners could boast the performance of candidates in this area. Now, consolidated financial statement is one of the areas that I tell my students all the time, stay away from it. In the exam hall, you don't want to answer consolidated financial statements question first, because irrespective of how sharp you think you are or how smart you think you are, there are always problems about consolidated financial statements. So you better spread your wings in the other aspects of the syllabus, like the ratios, like the standards, like the theories, like the single entity. Then your consolidated financial statement should be the last question or the last but one question in that case, because the chief examiner mentioned that many candidates spend low time. Now, it will amaze you, even though the chief examiner didn't say it, it will amaze you that in some examination that he has said that many students answered the consolidated financial question first, but ultimately failed the exams at the end of the day because of the time that he used on the consolidated financial statement. The next thing is the application of IFRS. It continues to be a significant challenge for candidates. It continues to be a significant challenge for candidates. So the accounting standards, listen, you need to know the accounting standards off head. You must love them. You must know them. You must know how they are connected and be able to study them with ease. That is a challenge, and the examiner has said this over and over again. I think probably this is the third time the chief examiner is using this word in his examiner's report for financial reporting. The abysmal understanding demonstrated by candidate on IFRS is worrisome. I think this is the third time the chief examiner is using this word, especially the abysmal understanding demonstrated by candidate. This is the third time or so in the last 3 examinations sitting that the chief examiner has used this word about financial reporting, because the accounting standards seems to always be a challenge for candidates. So please spend time to know the accounting standards. If you are following us on our YouTube channel here, we have lecture videos on on many of the standards. You can watch them. Now, if you are somebody who are enrolled in our paid program, learning directly under my mentorship, you know that we have videos available for all the standards. We have question kits, questions you have to solve available, and we will be doing all the standards, or as much as we can, in class. We'll be practicing questions during our extra classes, during our dawn sessions. All of these will be done so that we can put you in that position to pass the examination. But sometimes you do all that, but because you see, you can take the horse to the riverside, but until the horse is thirsty, sometimes you cannot force it to drink. So in as much as you're going to be really preparing yourself for the exams, you need to be hungry that you want to pass these exams. It's not just about, by the grace of God, I'm going to pass. No, it's not just about the grace of God, because like I keep on saying, there are a lot of you guys who sabotage the grace of God and who actually take advantage of the grace of God, because you think the grace of God doesn't work, but it works a lot, but then you don't use it the way it has to be used, because you don't sit down and say, by the grace of God, I'm going to pass the exams, if all the 16 weeks you have not studied, and then 2 weeks or 1 week to the exam, you pick your book and trying to do some magic and think that you go to the exam or you pass. No, you are buying yourself emotional pressure. You are harassing and sabotaging the grace of God, and you will be discouraged and go and do something else. I've seen people who write the exam 1 or 2, they don't pass the exam, they are like, yo, I ain't doing the exam again. Then they go and do something else. Or possibly they go do their masters or do something else. Later on, they will be coming back to the CA or coming back again or whatever it is. No. Whether you go and do something else and come back, you must understand that the reason why you are not passing the exams is your level of incompetency. That is the thing. So the onus lies on you. If you want to pass the financial reporting exams, you want to make sure that you really spend time to understand the accounting standards. That is very critical, and we cannot emphasize the importance of that. Then another challenge is the presentation of financial statements remains a challenge for students. The level of numeracy expected of prospective candidates, as demonstrated by the candidates, are very highly unacceptable. People can't even number their question that they have solved. I just don't get it. So these things are all some of the things that contributes to the exams, because sometimes you are supposed to start each question on a fresh page, and then a subsequent question. Maybe you did A. Then if you are doing B, you are supposed to leave a minimum of about 4 lines or 6 lines before you continue. And you're supposed to number them. This is question 1A, question 2D, all these things, many students don't do it. So why did you go to the exam hall? Just to write? No. So you need to work on all of these things. And the reasons, in my opinion, why many students are not able to really do this or commit some of these errors in the exam hall is the pressure and the torment with which they enter the exam hall. Because some people enter the exam hall under pressure. You've not been studying all this while. So 3 days to the exams, this is where you are serious. 1 week to the exams, you are attending all intervention classes. I'm not saying intervention class is bad. But then if you sit down for 16 weeks, you're not learning, and then 1 week you think you attend all intervention classes and go and pass the exams, it doesn't work that way. So they go to the exam hall, and then You are under pressure. You don't even know where to start. You don't even know where to stop. You are mentally fatigued, and you don't even know what to do. So before you know it, stop work, you are up. Oh, how did it go? Yeah, we are hoping for the best. The results will come. Zokpo, you have failed the exams. So you want to make sure that some of these things you solve it. Start learning from now. I have taught you on this channel how you can prepare your personal timetable. If you have a personal timetable but you don't discipline yourself to follow it, it's a waste of time. I know some of you will say, oh, Nhyira, my job. Oh, Nhyira, my wife. Oh, Nhyira, my children. Oh, Nhyira, my girlfriend. Oh, Nhyira, my boyfriend. Oh, Nhyira, my fiancé. Oh, Nhyira, my this. Oh, Nhyira, my that. Listen, you better decide you want to write these exams or stop giving us excuses in that case. Because all of the excuses you put in place will not solve the problem. The problem is that if you should sit down, analyze your attitude, analyze your shadows very well, you realize that there are a lot of things you are doing that is causing your failure and delaying your progress in life. So if you don't sit down and identify that A, B, and C are causing my failure, causing my progress, and eliminate and focus on them, you cannot become successful. So I don't care if you have a personal timetable or not. If you have a personal timetable but you don't discipline yourself to follow through, it's a waste of time. And you will not become successful. You will not become successful. You will take time, everybody will go, but you will not become successful. And you'll be like, why me? Why me? It's not about why you. You are the cause of your problem. There is no devil chasing you. You need to sit down on your own volition and decide that I want to change the trajectory of my life, and I want to change how things are happening around me. And that has to come at a sacrifice. And I tell my students a lot, especially my private students, I tell them, hey, you got to sacrifice something. There is no free lunch. You have to sacrifice something. I can tell you what you need to sacrifice because I cannot advise you about your life. Personally, I need some advice myself. I cannot advise you about your life, but you got to sit down and identify what are the distractions, what are the distractors, who are the dream killers in my life, who are the people who are delaying me. Cut them off. Nothing will happen. And focus and build yourself up and become successful. There are some of you, every weekend you are attending wedding. Every weekend you are attending engagement ceremony. Every weekend you are attending naming ceremony. When will you have time for your own life? When will you build your life? If I don't go, they will say that I am this. And me too, they won't come to my own. Who cares? No, I'm not asking you to not live your life or not to do things for people, but I'm saying this to you. You need to come up to a point in your life where you decide that this is where I want to go. And if this is where I want to go, then I need to do A, B, C, D to get there. And you can't please everybody and become successful, because there are some of you, after attending all of these events, you return home and you are sad. You return home and you regret, because you realize that, yes, you went there to please the people, but you yourself, you are grieved. You yourself, you are angry because you can't pursue your goals. You can't pursue your vision. Why do you put yourself in a position to please people? You cannot please people. You cannot please everybody and become successful. The world doesn't work like that. Why am I saying this? Why am I talking like this? I am saying this, talking like this, because I need to tell you this. I need to tell you this. If you want to pass these exams, if you want to change your life, if you don't like where you are and you want a better thing for your life, that means you got to change the way you do your things. And one of the ways you need to change to do your things is to stop pleasing everybody. It's to stop pleasing everybody. So that is what you need to understand. You don't want to fail the exams, you better prepare well for the exams. How can you better prepare well for the exams? You got to discipline yourself. You need to discipline yourself. Don't follow people's words. Don't follow what people are saying. Why? If I don't go, they won't come to my own. Okay, Okay, if you don't go to somebody's wedding and the person also says he won't come for your wedding, so what? You see, because you are broke, that is why you think like that. Oh, you think the wealthy beg people to come to their wedding? No, you got to book appointment. They have to give you invitation to come. That is the level you need to put yourself at, where you become successful. Surround yourself with similar-minded people who will not be frivolous in life, but who will take you to the level you want to go to. You want to soar as the eagle, but here you are dining with the chicks. You want to soar as the eagle, here you are dining with the chicks. How can you soar as the eagle if the only thing you know in your entire life is to eat like the chicks? It will not happen like that. So what I'm telling you is this: if you are going to write the exams, if you want to change the trajectory of your life, if you want to become successful, if you want to take better care of your children, of your spouse, of your parents, of the community, if you want to become the role model that everybody will look up to, then you got to sacrifice. You need to put something on the altar of success, because success demands a sacrifice. You can't be everybody else. Why can't everybody be like Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo? Why can't any player be paid like them? Because they are exceptional. You think they are gifted? It's not just about gifting. They sacrifice, they work hard, they train extra. That is what makes them. In their house, they are training. In their house, they are still in the gym. In their house, so whilst people are clapping and doing other things, they are there working on their craft. And that is why they are where they are today. You want to become successful, you better do the same thing. Otherwise, give us some break and stop joking here. So that is what I want to share with you. That is what I want to share with you. From the Chief Examiner's report, you can see students' inability to prepare for the exams. And I tell this to my students all the time. I talk to them. So now I give assignments and people don't want to do the assignment. You literally have to beg students, they won't do it. And if you go and talk, the only thing they will say is, my children, my wife, dada. There are times when I have to sack people from my class. Yeah, because I have to sack people. But then later on, I realized that sacking them from the class for not doing assignment is like a double punishment, because they mix that lecture as well. Why should someone really be hard on you before you can pursue your own dream? You decided to do this. You said you wanted to do this. Why the heck will you be there and let someone force you before you can do it? Why? So that's what you got to understand. That's what you got to understand. And I just wanted to really pour this out and really let you know that you need to really be serious about this whole thing. You need to be really serious about this whole thing. That is the thing you need to understand. That is the thing. You cannot please everybody and become successful in life. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. You cannot please everybody and be successful in life. You need to put some people aside. Sometimes it could mean your family. Sometimes it could mean your friends. It's not that you hate them, but you are saying that, hold on, I can't carry you with me on the journey. I need to go make it, then I can be in a better position to support you. But if I carry you along with me, you're going to weigh me down and I cannot get to where I am going. There is a purpose on your life. There is a calling on your life. There is a career on your life. There is a mission you need to accomplish. But you can only do that if you are ready to distinguish yourself. And it is lonely at the top. Let me tell you straight. It is lonely at the top, because there are some of you have icons, you have celebrities, people you look up to. Oh, I want to be like this person. I want to be like that person. It is lonely on the top, because when you get to the top, there are only few people who are like you, who you will surround yourself with. But if you are afraid of being lonely and not feeling, of being alone but not feeling lonely, then you're going to screw yourself up in that case. So that is something I really want you to understand. That is something I want to really understand, and I want you to really understand. Comment in the chat box any questions you have for me real quick. Comment in the chat box any questions you have for me. Next one is that examiner raised concern on is the standard of language and eligibility of handwriting. It was still a problem. It was still a problem because remember, in financial reporting, you're going to be writing the ratios, you'll be writing the theories, you'll be writing, and people's handwriting, horrible. The chief examiner says eligibility, it's a serious issue. So if you are going into the exam hall, work on it. You need to improve upon it. That is very, very critical in that case. Now, that doesn't mean go buy my first copybook, all right? Because probably you cannot buy my first copybook now. But it means just work on it a little bit. Work on it a little bit. Write it out a little bit. Take your time when writing. Because some of you, when you're writing, you rush. But take your time when writing. And you see that all the things will come together for you in that case. Then, poor time management for most candidates. That is what I say all the time. Many students in financial reporting start with consolidated financial statement. And I tell my students, I forbid you from doing that. Some listen, some don't. But you need to make sure you manage your time well. In the exam hall for financial reporting, you want to make sure you answer the theories. If there are any theories, there will be. You want to make sure you take out the ratio. It's very simple. You can do that very easily. You want to make sure that you go to the IFRSs, answer that. You want to make sure that you go to the single entity, you answer that, because this is all about the same subject anyways. Then consolidated financial statement should be your last question. You do the workings, and that is all. Not necessarily extracting the whole financial statement. You do the workings, stop work, you go away. You will pass the exams if you follow this. So you want to make sure that you manage your time very well as a student going in the exam hall for financial reporting. Now I see some comments coming in. Let me look at the comments real quick. If you have any questions, please put it in the chat, put it in the comment section for me. I'm going to be answering all of your comments. Share the video also. Give us a thumbs up on the video. You guys who are watching us on YouTube, give us a thumbs up on the video. Give us a thumbs up on the video if you're getting some value on the video, and also share. Let us reach as many students as possible on the live stream. Let's see. What do we have? Leslie Sakite said, I have seen your videos on financial instruments, and I was hoping if you had another videos of more questions on that same standard. You can check the accounting standard playlist. Probably there will be other content on that. But if you really want to get access to all our standards and study under my mentorship, probably enrolling in our full course online will really help you, because if you go to our website, NhyiraPremium.com, you can see the course outline, the dedication we have for accounting standard. I did a whole masterclass on the IFRS 9 financial instruments last semester. We solved questions about it and all the other standards. So if you are looking for more, probably you can enroll in the full course for 390 Ghana cedis per paper, and then be able to study under my mentorship. But you can check the accounting standard series playlist on the channel and then see whether there will be other videos there on that. Kanmo said, you are right, sir. Okay, that is great to hear. Wayne said, I am in South Africa, and all the points you have mentioned are what I am going through. Thank you for talking to me. Wow, that is awesome to hear. And I hope that you will be able to really go well in that case. Aaron Ofori said, I'm Aaron watching live from KNUST. All right, that is awesome. Shout outs to all the people there. I think we have some love from KNUST, from Legon and UPSA as well. Thank you guys for always joining us. Nicholas Vito said, thanks, Nhyira. God bless you. Amen. And God bless you too. Your videos helped me pass last sitting CR paper. Wow, that is awesome to hear, Nicholas. Wishing you all the best as you continue with your journey in that case. And that is the purpose of the channel, helping people like you to be able to really become successful and take their lives to the next level. Right. So if there are any questions, drop them in the chat, drop them in the comment section for me, and let me provide you with some answers in that case. Let me provide you with some answers in that case. So that is the idea about the financial reporting. NED said, Nhyira, how do those of us far from Accra participate in your classes? You can join our classes via Zoom. We have our students actually online because the students on campus, like you can barely count them with your hand, but all of our students are actually online. So you can actually join us our live Zoom sessions online wherever you are located and get access to the recorded lectures on our study portal after every lecture in that case. So you can call or WhatsApp 050-114-9296. The number below the screen, you can see it there. Or you can visit our website, NhyiraPremium.com. You can check the description to this video and you can enroll in it. So you can join our lectures live via Zoom and you don't have to travel from anywhere to be part of it. Now, that is if you have a good network, because sometimes some students complain of network challenges, but if you have a good network, I think you should be able to go through that. Canmore said, how many times one must spend on question to enable he or she cover the entire exams? The time to be spent on a question to pass the exams is based on the marks allocated with a question, because it's a 3-hour paper, for instance, and it's 100 marks. So if you look at that, 1 mark will be 3.8 minutes that you have to spend on it. So any question, if it is a 50-mark question, you multiply it by 3.8, then you will get the time to spend in order for you to look at that. But the thing is that you need to be able to save time on some questions and use them on the questions that are more demanding. So like the theories in financial reporting, for instance, the theories, you can easily write them out and you wouldn't have to do a lot of work on that, so that you can save that time to the single entity, to the consolidation, which will require a lot of time in that case. So it's about identifying first which are the easy areas. After you read all the questions, which one can you answer first, easily, so you can save some time. So you spread that time on the other questions, because even though this is the benchmark 1.8 minutes, at the end of the day, you will be able to what is likely to happen is that you may have to spend more time than require on a question, then you may have to spend less time than require on another question. So it works like that. So you have to find out what can you do best first, then you can save time to work on the other questions. Yeah, Raymond, it's 180 minutes. That's why each mark is valued at 1.8 minutes. So if it is 5-mark question, 5 times 1.8, you'll be able to get your answer in that case. So 1.8 minutes per marks. Yeah, that is right. That is right. I think Raymond has done the calculation as well for us in that case. So that is how you deal with that. Eric Novinho, I think I got the name right. Eric Novinho said, I'm Eric, watching you live from Takrady Technical University. Okay, that's great to hear from you. Tadi Technical University. Shout outs to all your colleagues there, and thanks you guys for joining us on the stream today. Right, so that is it about that. So in putting everything into perspective, what are we saying? What I'm saying here is this: to pass the financial reporting exams, to pass the corporate reporting exams, make sure you are strong in your standards. Make sure that you don't learn the standards in isolation, because they are not islands. They are connected with each other. Once you learn the standards in isolation like that, it will help you to increase your chances of passing the examination, because you realize that, oh, it's not that I've forgotten IAS 16. No, you are learning IAS 37, but there is an IAS 16 knowledge you need, and then you will be able to connect it up so that you, as you continue to learn the standards, you don't forget what you learned, because they are all interrelated and they are all integrated in that case. So that is what you need to understand about the standard when it comes to this particular one. Any questions for me? 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 So that is what I wanted to share with you today on the live stream as we continue with our discussion, because sometimes I need to hit you where you are not comfortable with, and so that when you hear some of these things, you will know that the onus actually lies on you in that case. Because yes, you may attend lectures where the lecturer is not good or whatever it is, but under that same lecturer that you claim is not good, there are people passing the exams. Do you understand it? So you claim the lecturer is not good, but there are people under that lecturer passing the exams. So probably it is not the lecturer. Probably it is you who has to change something so that you can also fall within it. Because if you say a lecturer is not good, but there are people passing exams under the lecturer, to some extent, that means the people are doing something different. So that is why I tell people all the time that irrespective of the person you are learning under, with all due respect, passing the exams is your ultimate goal. And I tell that to my students all the time. Yes, when you are learning under my mentorship, I'm going to be simplifying everything to you. I will guide you. I will be there for you. I will mentor you. I will assist you. But the onus lies on you at the end of the day to go in there, to work hard, to sacrifice, and to really pass the exams in that case. So Raymond said, so going forward, what are your last words? Okay, Raymond, my last words are these. Understand that to become successful, there is a price you have to pay. To pass this examination and become a chartered accountant so you can take your life to the next level, there is a price you have to pay. I am not here to judge you or to tell you the price you need to pay, but sit down, analyze your life, carry out an audit on your life, and find out what are the things you need to stop doing. What are the things you need to do more so that they can propel you for you to achieve your goals as fast as possible. Because like I say this all the time, or like my mentor Dan Locke would say, it is not about becoming successful, it's about how soon you get there or to become successful. That is why, for instance, they will tell you that, oh, work for 40 years, save, and then when you go on retirement, you can travel around the world. That is one of the dumbest things I've heard in the world. Work for 40 years. When you go on retirement, you can travel around the world. Okay, how about working for 10 years, going on retirement, and traveling around the world? Do you want to travel around the world when you are old, or you want to travel around the world when you are young? So it's a price. It's about sacrifice. It's the level of dedication that you want to put in. And as you are doing that, Raymond, people are going to hate you. People are going to curse you. People are going to call you name. People are going to tag you with a lot of things. People are going to say a lot of evil things against you, and they are going to mock you. But then this is what I can tell you. If you can ignore all those and give yourself 10 years, no BS, 10 years, dedication, 10 years, sacrifice, you will love where your life will be. And the people who will be laughing at you on the journey, who will be calling you on the journey, will aspire to be who you will become after 10 years. So it's about dedication, it's about sacrifices, it's about knowing exactly what you need to do to push you forward and what you need to do to come down. So Raymond, in going forward, these are the last words that I have to share with you. Charity Labi said, your videos helped me to pass FM last sitting. God bless you. Amen. God bless you too, Charity, and thank you for that. We really, really thank God that our channel is helping you guys to pass your examination and the testimonies that we are having from you guys. And that is the purpose for the channel. We want to make sure that we assist you guys so that you become successful. And I hope that your journey becomes flexible as the way it is, becomes more interesting. Yes, the journey will get tough, but make sure that you are stronger so you become successful in that case. So that is basically what I want to share with you today. And that is what I have for you today. And we will see, God willing, tomorrow. We will be coming your way around the same time, 4:30 p.m., as we continue with our discussion. If there are any questions that you have, you can visit us at NhyiraPremium.com on our website, or you can call or WhatsApp 050-114-9296 to be able to connect with us in that case. To be able to connect with you in that case. Sorry, I'm laughing because someone just walked in and the person is just making me laugh. All right. So I'll catch you same time tomorrow as we continue with our discussion. Stay safe, stay blessed. Remember to work hard, put in the effort, put in the sacrifices, and I'll see you at the top, and we will have dinner when you reach the top. Bye-bye.